And so the two thought processes that I've had over the last 3 years is how can I use technology to build a simpler platform to get money in so that my son can race? What's up, internet friends? We are T minus 5 days from launch. We are getting closer and closer to our Kickstarter campaign launch. I am super excited. This journey started more than just a year ago. Certainly, we started putting code to keyboard in about 10 months ago, about January, February of 2023. But the idea of this has been brewing for at least 3 to 4 years, at least in my soul. And I want to talk a little bit about that. You see, this has been a slow boil for me. Ever since I got into the game of being a constructor, a full privateer of my son's racing career, building the karts, tuning the karts, doing everything that is possibly necessary to maintain and keep that kart in highest performance that we possibly can. There has been a struggle that I've had. And the struggle, as we've talked about previously, is money. One of the biggest constraint to racing, the biggest constraint to racing anything will always be money. Whether you're a go-kart racer, whether you're driving cars or planes or boats or ATVs or motorcycles or big rigs or drones, any type of racing requires money. And so this was always on the tip of my heart. I guess the one of the foremost constraints that I was always working against when it came to getting my son the best machines that he can, the best engines he can, the best work that he can get out of me as I learn how to maintain and build karts. But there's always this money constraint. How much are we willing to spend? Now, for many of you guys out there that are not in the racing world, you might not know this. Racing is ridiculously expensive. I think it can be asserted and assumed, but man, I can tell you, for karting, let's say you're super serious in the go-karting world, and you got a 9-year-old son or a 7-year-old, 8-year-old son or daughter who wants to race. How much would it cost for that to do a full season? Let's just say club racing, a full season of club racing alone. A full season of club racing, not national racing, but a full season of club racing can easily be $20,000 to $30,000 for that year. and you might say, well, what do you get back for it? Nothing. A whole bunch of zero, guys. You get nothing back from that other than seat time, experience, and hopefully improving your racecraft. Now, this is just the club level. If you want to go super deep into the national level, you could spend up to $500,000. Actually, I have some I guess racing competitors that I know that spend close to $700,000 in 1 year just to race. Now, they're doing all the extremes. So I don't need to go through all that, but they're doing all the extremes when it comes to ensuring that their driver has the best equipment, the best engines, the best tuning, the best coaches, the best engineers, the best support staff, right? And certainly I'm not spending $500,000 a year. I'm spending significantly less than that. But the money constraint has always been there. And so early on in my son's career, I created something called Driver Sponsor. And you can actually go there right now, driversponsor.com. This was my first iteration of how I could create a simpler system to get money in. And I'll tell you what it stemmed from. It stemmed from two things. Number one, I'm good at technology, and technology platforms can be leveraged and used to improve life. So certainly, this is something that I could do. But secondly, I have ego. I have ego issues. I have ego issues when it comes to asking for money, which is probably one of the other great reasons why it's good for me in my soul to do a Kickstarter campaign, because it's a humbling thing. You could fail. You're asking the world for support and help to do something amazing. And this is, as you guys saw from my blog posts and as well as my newsletters, this is something ridiculously close to my heart. I am solving my own issues. So if you go over to driversponsor.com, you'll see that it's a very simple landing page showing that driving is expensive. And one of the hardest things for anybody with ego, let's just call it out, me, is to ask for money. I'm a self-sufficient dude. I'm one of those guys who will rarely ask for help, especially because I know that I can learn anything. I can learn how to code. I can learn how to build web pages. I can learn how to do social media. I can learn how to do videos. I can learn how to consult. I can learn how to market. I can learn how to raise capital. I can learn how to run a venture fund, right? I can learn how to build startups from soup to nuts, from 0 to 1. Like, I can learn anything. I can learn how to build race cars. I can learn how to build go-karts. Like, I have the ability. And like any of you guys out there, you guys have the ability. All of us have the ability to learn anything. And so because I have this innate skill or this desire or this personality trait, maybe a personality dysfunction, that I feel like I can learn anything, and I believe I can, and I can do anything. One of the last things that is on my mind is asking for money. I can do this. I can figure this out. I can self-fund. I can figure out cheaper ways to optimize and make racing cheaper. I can do this. I don't need to ask people for money. There's ego involved, and there's time involved. And so the two thought processes that I've had over the last 3 years is, how can I use technology to build a simpler platform to get money in so that my son can race? But number two, how can I use technology so that I don't have to have the ego attached to asking my homies, my network, my friends, my colleagues, my family to say, hey, I need support to help my son go fast. What do you get back for it? Well, a couple podium pictures and a couple of, social media posts. If you have a business, we'll put the livery and the stickers and the decals on the car. There's this entire rigmarole that has to happen from the sponsorship side and from the funding side of racing. And certainly technology has to be a technology solution for this, number one. But number two, technology can remove the ego and the humbling ask of asking friends and family for money, in which they, in many cases, receive very little in return. And so this is something that I've been ruminating on for years, and I've finally been able to find the right team, find the right co-founder, find the right technology stack, find the right help to make this idea real. And we've finally done it at GarageID.com. And so I'm so excited that not only am I solving a personal problem of my own, but this personal problem can be scaled out to every single driver, every single racer in the world that needs money to race. We've solved this problem. We've made it easier for people to say, I want to race. Here's how I'm going to service the sponsor. Here's how I can get money in easier. And here's how I can let my entire network know without the ego. There's a lot of value here. And I'm excited that you guys are coming along with me. So we're day 5, or 5 days away rather, from our Kickstarter launch. Oof, we're getting close, my friends. Super excited. Keep the hammer down.